So good morning, and thank you, Dr. Myers, for that warm welcome, okay, and the girls rock, and I'm going to get to that in a minute as well. And let me say this first, though. Let me take and congratulate certainly you, but Loretta as well. Thank you. What a wonderful job you've done. It's just been amazing. Really special. Thank you. Well, let me start by telling you that as I walked into the convention center, walked into this room, I immediately knew that there wasn't going to be a lot of men here because I looked at this stage and saw these wonderful chairs, seats, and everything else and said, this is the way we do things. Okay? We're a lot more comfortable with you, without question. And I also would like to tell you that I normally don't ever carry money with me. That's just who I am, and for whatever reason. Mostly it's because my daughters would steal it all through the years, and so I never had it. They'd find my wallet and take and walk off. But I have a little bit, and for anybody who has a video of Dr. Myers and Dr. Graham dancing last night, I will pay for that and pay you well. Okay? It may come to use at some other point. Let me tell you that I want to thank each of you, okay, for what you do for higher education for our state and for our institutions of higher education in our community colleges. You don't sit here unless you've done amazing things in your career, and so I do want to congratulate you for where you've come in this world, because there's no question that it's just amazing what you've done and how you're driving this state forward. And your importance to our institutions, I can't begin to tell you, and I asked the gentleman who was back there filming to shut it off when I made a few statements here, because I am going to talk candidly, because that's what I do. And I am going to say some things to you that I wouldn't want to see splashed out too far in the public. And one of the things, Mary, I'm trying to learn is I'm trying to learn that I'm a little bit higher up in the public figure now. I got to be a little more careful about what I say. That's a challenge for me, as you well know. So, but what you do is the important role you play. You serve as mentors for our students and colleagues, okay? The organization you bring, the details you bring. And I would tell you something, your participation, I think, in this organization is very, very important, and I would encourage you to continue to grow this. I know in the past, because I've been a big supporter of this behind the scenes for many years. When I was a president of Holmes, I tried to take and send as many people. I tried to convince people to come. Jan worked very hard and has worked hard to make this organization grow and become better and bigger so that you could network with each other, get to know each other. As one person got promoted, opportunities might be presented for others. So it is very, very important for you to attend. And it's important to keep it alive, and it's important to keep pushing it and growing it. And this is a wonderful, wonderful attendance, and I'm very, very proud of this. So let me just say, and let me go off script before I conclude here today, because I don't want to take too much of your time, but let me tell you that I have 3 daughters, okay? And they are very, very beautiful young ladies, all right? I'm very fortunate that they got somebody else's looks besides mine, and I'm appreciative of that for the Lord, I can tell you. I took and I raised these young ladies, and most people would tell you that I raised them like boys in many ways, okay? I just didn't know any better, you know? And fortunately, my wife raised them like young ladies. So the combination worked out pretty well, all right? They're very successful, they do a wonderful job. But here's what I told them, and I don't have any words, profound words like Dr. Myers did, but here's what I raised them to believe, all right? And that's this. I raised them to never be a spectator in life, never. That I raised them to participate. And they will tell you today that, you know, what'd your father teach you? And they would say, my father probably taught us 2 things above all else. Number 1, don't ever spectate, participate. And number 2, I taught them to never settle. You know, settle is a word that a lot of people can throw around, but to never, ever settle in their lives. To be passionate about what they believed, and to take risk and be daring. To take risk and be daring. And I will tell you, they've done that. We traveled this country in search of adventures. We really did. Every vacation was a participation and an adventure if we could make it that. And they were fully engaged. And what I would say to you today about that is this. Never settle for where you are. Please don't. Because I am convinced, I am absolutely convinced, and I've told people this time and again, that It is going to be the women of this state that is going to drive this state forward eventually. Whenever I needed to really, no, I'm serious. Whenever I really ever needed to get anything done, guess what? Oh yeah, and you're shaking because you know it. It's the truth. It is the absolute truth. And then I'm going to add to that. If I ever needed it to be done right, where I didn't have to fool with it anymore, and I knew it could be done, and I could just say, okay, it's finished and go, I knew who I had to give the projects to. Okay, and I did. And my administrative team, all through the years, was made up of either more women than men, or at very minimum 50-50. But, interestingly enough, once again, whenever I needed something done, I know that I called somebody and say, and you know what? The other thing that's big about it was, they were always the ones that said, yeah, I can do this, I can get it done, and I will get it done. So, let me talk about something that I perceive as being somewhat real, okay? And my daughters and I talk about it often because now they're out in the professional worlds and they are out there making their way to be leaders, which they are. And I perceive it to be very real, and I know you know this, that, you know, people back when I was growing up and everything talked about glass ceilings. I don't know what they call it today. I've lost track of terminology, but there is some ceiling out there that you have to fight to get through, and I'm very conscious of it. And as Dr. Myers sits behind me here, she's gotten through a pretty tough ceiling. She really has. I don't think that's any big secret. Dr. Graham has sat through a pretty tough ceiling. You know, you come into the community college system and there's 14 men sitting around and, you know, there's one beautiful lady, right? It's not easy to get there. It is not easy. It's a challenge. It's hard work, you know, and it's a little bit tougher, I think, for you. And so what I'm suggesting to you today, as I close up, is I'm suggesting to you to persist at all costs. And I'm going to tell you why you have to persist at all costs. And you have to. Because you're the ones that are going to make it better when you arrive. Your ideas, your sense of passion, your innovation, your dreams, you will make it better. You will. And Mary Graham and I, we spent years sitting next to each other, talking about things, and what she would tell me time and again is, when are we going to change? That was what she said. And, you know, I hope the camera's off, because I'm not, please don't repeat that, we're all friends. Don't get Mary in trouble. Her colleagues love her. But it was the truth. When are we going to change? When are we going to do something different? You know, because it's going to take something different to drive the next generation forward and to be better than we were in the past. So we've got to innovate, we've got to dream, but this is the key piece. And this is why you have to persist and keep driving forward, and you have to. Is we've also got to get it done. Lots of people have great ideas that travel nowhere. My experience through 30-some years of administration in all different settings suggests that if I want to get a dream and an innovative idea completed, I needed to go out and find a staff of women who were as passionate as I was about it, cut them loose and say, go get it done. And inevitably, I don't think they ever failed me one single time. So having said that, that's what I would implore you to do today. That's what I implore my daughters to do every single phone call, is to persist, to believe, to be passionate, to lead. And never, never stop chasing your dreams. Don't settle. Make it a better world and a better place. And that's what I would implore you to do today. It's been an honor to be here today, and thank you for the privilege.